The rescue teams will be praying for a miracle. They'll be praying that this rescue operation remains a rescue operation and doesn't become a recovery or a salvage operation, because time is running out. They need to find the Titan before the oxygen, before the air supply runs out. Priority number one is to locate the stricken submarine. Once they've done that, they can work out how to get it to the surface. They're using listening devices, sonar, to try and locate it. They've sent at least one remotely operated vehicle down towards the sea floor that we're using lights and also sonar as well to try and locate it. There are plans, we understand, for a second US Navy submersible to reach the scene today. Both of those vehicles, we understand, tethered, remotely operated submersible vehicles, can reach the sea floor at 3,800 meters below the sea surface. They will have lights and mechanical arms. If they can locate the Titan, then either they may be able to try and bring it up themselves, or more likely perhaps to attach it to a chain or to another cable that can winch the stricken Titan to the surface. There's been speculation that perhaps the Titan has become lodged or trapped in the wreckage of the Titanic, and of course those ROVs, if they can find it, may be able to try and help free it. They are searching a vast area. The US Coast Guard have said they're searching an area really the size of Connecticut. It is incredibly deep, deeper than any successful submarine rescue mission that's ever taken place in the past. And of course, that brings with it all sorts of complications. They can only really rely on sound to locate things at that depth. They can't see very far, it's dark. They'll be using lights, but those lights will only go a few meters. And of course, at 3,800 meters, that's 380 atmospheres of pressure. So only very, very specialist equipment can get down that deep. Yesterday, Canadian authorities reported that they had heard noises which they thought could have been banging, and they passed recordings of that sound to the US Navy to try and analyze it. That gave the rescuers hope. It gave many of the people around the world following this mission hope that perhaps the 5 people on board the Titan are still alive, but we haven't heard subsequently any more reports of that banging. For the people on board, if they are still alive, it is almost unimaginable what the previous 90 or so hours would have been like for them as time ticked down to when they ran out of air. And with every moment that passes by, the tragic but increasing likelihood that this will have this story will have a sad ending. I mean, ultimately, if the hull of the Titan is intact and if they do run out of oxygen, then I'm led to believe that as the oxygen supply dwindles, they will just gradually become drowsy and fall asleep.